So pretty much, we now have a date for our teacher summit. It's going to be November 4th from 2 to 3. So make sure that you guys are going to be there if you want to be part of the presentation. Like clear that hour in your schedule. It'll be remote, so obviously you'll just we'll get more information about how to zoom in with everybody, but you won't have to leave your house or anything. We have a pretty um, still kind of loose format for the presentation, but it's going to start off with an introduction of why we need diverse literature. So basically why we need it in the classrooms, and we also want to have people from our group, or even people who haven't aren't in our group, but if they want to come to the presentation and share their stories, we'd love to have you speak about why you want more diverse literature or how it's affected you. So we already have Alexis is going to be speaking about her experiences with the lack of diverse literature, but we want as many people who want to share their stories and why it's needed, because we want to appeal to the teachers on an emotional level. We don't want to come in there with all these statistics, because these teachers are people and they care about students, so we want to make sure that they're seeing that there's a need for it. So if anybody is interested in speaking in that, you can kind of just say it doesn't have to be super formal or anything. It'll just be this has been my experiences with the lack of diverse literature, and this is why I'd like more. So please contact me and I can help you. If you want help planning what you're gonna say, or want somebody to edit it or whatever, please let me know. And then I will make sure that we have that time blocked out for you guys. So then the next part of our presentation is going to be how we access the online resources. So if you guys were at that meeting we had with the head of curriculum and head of library services, they gave us some really great information about how to access online libraries that teachers can use, and that can allow students to check out diverse books through the online apps, or not apps, but resources. But not a lot of teachers know about these resources. Like Miss Cuney, as you know, who's been working with us, didn't know anything about this, and she's very involved. So if she doesn't know about it, I'm assuming so many people don't know about it. So we're gonna kind of inform them, hey, if you want more diverse literature, or even just other literature than what is currently in your school, you can have access to this, and that's kind of what you can use. So we'll be going over that, and since if anybody feels like they want to explain that, please let me know. You can kind of choose which part of the presentation you'd feel comfortable speaking with, and we can plan throughout who's speaking on which part, but just let me know which part you're interested in and speaking about, and we'll make sure to plan it that way. And so then after we explain the online resources and what books, we're going to have, Savannah's going to do this part of the presentation since she's been in charge of our book list, but she's going to talk about some of the good options that we're recommending. We don't want to just be hey, we want more diverse literature and not give them any resources or any suggestions. So she's going to go over some of the suggestions that we have that are appropriate for high schoolers and that have more than just oh, do this, but it's this is a good book to discuss if you want to learn about Hispanic culture or LGBT people or African Americans. So it'll be in more categories than just diverse. And then at the very end, we're going to be hey, we want to create a task force of teachers that are willing to overview diversity and make sure that our that other teachers can have an input and spread information out further. So we're going to be asking if anybody wants to be part of this to contact us, and also if anybody just has any questions or wouldn't want to be part of the task force but would want to talk further with us about what we're doing and stuff, then we'll provide all of our information, and if there are any questions or time left over at the end, we'll do that. But that's kind of the outline of our presentation so far. So please contact me with which part you want to do. And if you guys are doing a part of the presentation, we're gonna need you guys to be participating a lot. You'll have to have a lot of communication with me, because since I'm kind of the one pulling the whole thing together, I'll want to know what you guys are saying, and so we don't have any overlap. Make sure that we get all of our information covered, and we'll have run-throughs of our presentation. And on our meeting on November 3rd, which is 2 weeks from today, we're going to have Miss Cuney and I forget exactly who. I think she's head of like the teacher union, or she like runs part of the summit we're going to be presenting at. But we're going to run through our presentation during that meeting, and then they're going to give us feedback and just tell us like what we did well, what we can improve upon. So there might be some like last minute tweaking, and then the next day we'll be presenting. So that's kind of like our timeline for everything. Does anybody who's here right now have a part that they're interested in, or like would like to make sure that they can speak on?
I think I've already said this, but I want to be a part of the like putting together like the presentation and wanting to
Or
do all
yeah,
of that.
yeah. Sorry, I mean like a specific part of the presentation, like which like do you want to be like part of the introduction or like share your story on like diverse, and you can also speak in multiple different parts, it's not just one, but like do you want to like share your experiences like with the lack of diverse literature? Do you want to be part of like the online resources? Do you want to like be part of these are the diverse books you could use, or like kind of the outro? So like those are kind of the options on like the different categories we're speaking in. So that's more of what I mean. Sorry if I was unclear.
Yeah, I could do the personal experience and anything else you guys need help with.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And I see your chat, Olivia, about the online resources. Maybe or Augustine, is there any part you guys are particularly passionate about?
I could probably maybe do personal experience or like online resources.
Okay. And sorry, what was the second part I said? I just heard personal experiences and I didn't hear what you
Or
said.
online resources.
Okay.
And then for me, um, I'm going to consider both the personal experiences and the book list, but I think the book list for sure.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. And of course, like, if like I know it's like very difficult to like share your personal experiences. So like if you guys don't feel comfortable with that, that's totally cool. But we really appreciate all of your guys' like bravery and sharing your stories. And for the online resources part, that will be more like scripted, I guess. Like we'll come up with the script together, but that part will be more of like these are like the specific parts we need to cover, and this is who's saying which part. And then for the personal experiences, you guys will be sharing your own part, your own like stories, and we won't try and control that at all. And Savannah, she can work with Augustine on the book resources and how you guys want to present that part. So you'll probably be working more with her, but yeah, okay. And so I have to leave in 3 minutes, so I will be gone, but I'll make Savannah the host, and if you have anything else like covered, I'll watch the end part of the recording. But yeah, thank you guys for like all of your help and participation today, and I'll see you guys later.